Do not lower the ad spend on Facebook ads when your ROAS goes down. It sounds contradictory. Today we're going to understand specifically why. And this is going, good ROAS over there. This is going to be one of the most important videos in my YouTube channel, that this is something that everybody that's advertising on Facebook is going to go through. You know, you can probably relate to this. Your ROAS goes down. All of a sudden you, of course, lower the budget. You don't want to lose money. The ROAS keeps on going down. You lower the budget. You lose the learning phase. You get in a worse position in the Facebook ad auction. The ROAS goes down even more. And now we have a problem, because this is a never-ending cycle. If you don't fix the root cause, you're going to be in this never-ending cycle and you lose the possibility to scale. So today we're here to fix that. And I'm actually going to give you the 3 levels of how to fix the ROAS. So level number 1 is where you don't want to be. So my ROAS goes down, I lower the budget, and that's it. Level number 2 is good. So the ROAS goes down. You find the bottleneck. I'll teach you how to do it right now in a minute. You do the budget adjustment, you solve the bottleneck, you scale the budget. And level 3, professional, God mode, stock trader, is basically anticipation. So I'll tell you specifically the way that I do it and examples from a few brands that I was studying before. Before I do so, am I qualified to talk about this? I think so. So this is the ad spend over the last 2 months. It's 600K on Meta for my clients, 3.88 ROAS. Pretty good. Not as good as before. Things are getting tougher, to be honest, but we're still good at 3.88, troubleshooting everything and staying above 3.5. 2.4 million in revenue for clients. And yeah, my name is Manuel Gomez. I don't know if you don't know me, so been to the Meta headquarters a bunch of times. I'm very in touch with the private account managers that we have for the high spending clients. And yeah, let's get into how to fix the ROAS and why you should not just lower the budget and that's it. So you might be thinking at this point, Manel, you've got this ROAS because, you know, or you're going to say, fix the ROAS and just do this thing and the ROAS is going to be fixed because your accounts are different, because you have big brands, or because you advertise in the US, or because the ROAS is over 3 because you have low CPMs in Europe. Everybody says a different thing, okay? And I'm lucky because I get 0 hate. But the feedback sometimes it's now in a dinner with a friend, stuff like this. Yeah, no, it's just you have this client that's doing this thing, and now the seasonality and this and that. I have I'm in different niches with the accounts that I manage, and as well as that, I'm actively coaching. Like, I get a lot of input. I'm actively coaching these 50 brands and media buyers in the accelerator every single month, and this is from people that spend 100 a day all the way up to people spending 15K a day. Europe, the US, Australia, Canada. A lot of people selling in Latin America. It's like a lot of Mexico. I've got close friends who I have long conversations. I go to masterminds together. They own brands at 500K, 700K, and I have one friend with a brand at 1 million a month. More input for myself on how to fix things. We have discussions, and all of this is what I bring into the YouTube. It's not just those 3-4 brands that I help scale, managing the account and scaling it. So, and apart from that, it's a lot of years. So this is all the input that you get today. So let's get into it. Again, do not lower the ad spend when your ROAS goes down. So let's look at the first case. Level 1, my ROAS goes down, I lower the budget. That's basically the worst thing that you have. Why? Because you never find the root cause. Okay? So essentially in this case, if you have a bottleneck, imagine in this case, we're spending 1K a day and my ROAS breaks. And I say immediately, let's go, in this case, okay? Let's go down to 500 per day in budget and secure that. Okay, and imagine that I go down and my ROAS goes up to 2. And I'm like, now I'm happy. I have not solved the problem, because my client, the brand, is gonna come next week and say, hey, let's try to get to 1,000 a day. And I'm gonna be like, no, because the ROAS breaks. So what? Because it's like, it's a spiral that just goes down. We can never scale. because it breaks. Let's wait until Black Friday. No, that's not the way. So maybe you have to lower the budget, but if you stay here, you're never gonna scale. I can tell you right now, you're never gonna scale, because you will be going from 500 a day to 1,000 a day, and then you're at 1,000 a day and things break, and then you go back to 500 and you're happy with the ROAS, and the moment you touch 900, the ROAS break, and you go back to 400. Low downwards spiral. Get out of it. So level number 2, let's get into the sauce. So my ROAS goes down, I find the bottleneck, I make the budget adjustment, I fix the bottleneck, and I scale. A couple of examples here that I could take from the brands. So you will be able to see, for example, how, let's say here, my ROAS goes to shit here, and I had pretty high spend. So we go from 2K a day to 1.4K a day, okay? And then basically there's what I do in this, what I would recommend you to do in this time where you are at 1.4, I mean, here we're almost at 2K. But more or less in these 4 days, what you want to do is you want to find why things were breaking at 2K a day or at 2.3, 2.4. Why are they breaking? Once you fix them, you go back into the scaling. And here we go past 2K a day with a very positive ROAS. And from here is when I start thinking, okay, this is the way, let's keep on doing more of this, because I took the time, this is amount spent, and this is ROAS. I took the time here in these 4 days to sit down and analyze what is going on. And I'll give you now this exercise right here, which will basically give you the perspective on what to do on each case. Now let's take this one out. This one out is a budget that's, if you look at the trend, we're just going up, right? So still, I've got budgeting ROAS inconsistencies. Like for example, in this case, my ROAS goes below 5, which is bad for this client. You see it there. When the ROAS goes below 5, what do? I scale the budget. Then it's a little bit of a correction, and then I scale again. And then you will see, let's see again here. Where is this day? Boom, boom, boom. Here. There's a small correction, but immediately I go up again. So I never stay stuck in this. I had a 1 day that was bad. Let's do a big correction and let's lower the budget and relax for 1 week. Because that's the way that I lose the scaling. I'll show you right now the specific case, but this is done through bottleneck fixing. So a simple definition of a scaling bottleneck on Facebook ads is something that breaks my ROAS when I scale the budget. That's it. Look at this. This thing will not disappear if you lower your ad spend. You're running away from the problem. So the next time you scale from 500 per day to 1,000 a day, the same problem is waiting for you right there, ready to say, hello, ROAS of 0.6. And this is the never-ending cycle. So let's get out of it. So 2 bottlenecks on Facebook ads: traffic metrics bottleneck, conversion metrics bottleneck. Traffic metrics is when I scale, my CPC goes up and then my ROAS goes down. And a conversion bottleneck is when I scale, my revenue per visit goes down and then my ROAS goes down. So CPC and revenue per visit. Now, let's talk about the why method. ROAS, let's say the situation, ROAS suddenly goes down. And I come in and I say, why? Before you lower the budget, why? Tell me the why. And now we open 2 possible cases. Maybe you have a traffic bottleneck, or maybe you have a conversion bottleneck. There are many bottlenecks in e-commerce, like you can have logistic bottlenecks. There can be bottlenecks like the team is sick, and that's a bottleneck. But if we talk about performance, it's traffic and conversion. Now, traffic bottleneck, let's talk about this one. This will be when ROAS goes down, I will ask you, CPC, did it move? Did it go up? And you might say, look, my ROAS was down and my CPC started to go up like crazy. On the same day that the ROAS drops, the CPC is crazy high. So it's perfect inverse correlation. So if the answer is no to the CPC, then you have a conversion bottleneck. But if the answer is yes, that the CPC was up, you need to go deeper. And you have to start breaking down the CPC. We will do it in a minute. Now, the other case, we have a conversion bottleneck. And then I will ask you, did it happen at the same time that your revenue per visit and your ROAS were going down at the same time? Did it happen? Is there correlation between these two metrics? If the answer is no, then it means you have a traffic bottleneck. But if the answer is yes, then you need to go deeper and think what makes the revenue per visit and break down the metric. Now, we are in the process of breaking down the metrics, right? So for the first one, this is the case where there's correlation between ROAS going down and CPC going up. But I need to go deeper. Okay, what makes the CPC? We've seen this in multiple of my videos. The CTR and the CPM. Okay, and then I will ask you again. When your ROAS goes down, does the CTR go down? Or when ROAS goes down, does the CPM go up? And then you'll need to answer if this was the case. And then when let's say that this is the case, and you tell me ROAS went down because CPC went up because CTR went down. Now we have something to work on. Now if we're on a coaching call, we're going to start opening the ads manager, the reports. I'm going to check your creatives. We're going to check everything, your seasonality, your everything, and see why this CTR is going down. And if we fix the CTR, it's going to cascade into better CPC, which is going to cascade into better ROAS. This is the way. So at every step of the journey, if you're spending 500 a day, what do you think is going to happen when you want to scale to 1,000 a day? Bottleneck. You fix it, you keep on pushing. When you want to go to 1,000, from 1,000 a day to 5,000 a day, what do you think is going to happen? Bottleneck. And you fix it and you keep on pushing. That's the way to the scaling. CPM is the same thing, okay? Let's look at the revenue per visit. If you have a conversion bottleneck, I will ask you, is it the conversion rate or is it the AOV? So I'll say, when your ROAS goes down, does the conversion rate go down? Or when your ROAS goes down, does the AOV go down? And if you say, yeah, it's the conversion rate. I could even take it deeper, like with the conversion rate. Is it landing page to add to cart that went down? Or is it add to cart to checkout? Or is it checkout to purchase that went down? And this we can look into Shopify and analyze it. And then we can simulate the customer journey and see loading speeds and see a bunch of things to troubleshoot a conversion rate problem. And look at seasonality, of course, and look at your landing pages. So, and look at the products that are getting traffic. It's a bunch of things. But the first thing you need to know is find the correlation into what is the root cause of the problem. So the very first thing is ROAS went down, I lowered the budget. No, that's weak. That's running away from the problem. You sit down and you understand it. It was my CTR, man. It was the CTR. Okay, the CTR. Let's work on the CTR because the CTR is something that we can work on. But the ROAS is not something that we can work on. So at that point, you want to find the why and you want to fix it. You want to find the why and you want to fix it. You want to find the why and you want to fix it. And you want to find the why and you want to fix it. Okay? So that is level 2. My ROAS goes down. I find the bottleneck, the why, and fix it. You can lower the budget. Meanwhile, you are fixing the bottleneck. You fix the bottleneck and you go back into scaling. And usually, I'll make you a graph here. Facebook, budget, scaling. I should have done a graph with ChatGPT. If this is, let's say this is time and this is spend. You will see how you will start around here and you'll start scaling and you will hit a bottleneck and you will have to go down a little bit. You will correct the bottleneck and you will go up again. But at this new level, you will find a bottleneck and you'll have to go down a little bit. You'll keep on pushing and at this point, you'll find a bottleneck. So you'll have to correct it. And at this point, you will keep on scaling and you will find a bottleneck. And you will have to correct it. And you will lower a little bit. And at this point right here, And this is how you reach real scalability. It's not gonna be like this. And it should definitely not be like this. Because this is an absolute pain in the ass. Because the average here is the same every single month. So this is not scaling. And this right here, if I see this, it means you're not fixing any bottleneck. You're just falling in the trap of I increase the budget whenever things look good, and when things look bad, I just lower the budget because I don't want to lose money. Nobody wants to lose money, but we have to put work into this thing. And this is not easy. Fixing bottlenecks at a certain level of complexity, like troubleshooting a CTR when it's low season, it's easy. But at a certain level of scale, fixing bottlenecks, it requires hypothesis and it requires testing against the hypothesis. Pretty tough, to be honest. But anyways, let's look into level 3. This is stock trader. I'm mentioning this because what these people do, and I used to be a lot into stock trading, intraday, all of these things, I don't know, 7-8 years ago, right before Facebook ads. Facebook ads was partially inspired through this stock trading, which is the reason why I do this intraday and I look at so many graphs and I love it. Correlations. Anyways, and also I did economics. So anticipation, you see, for example, these people are anticipated to the future because when you're trading, they basically, if you look at a graph, you can see the future expectation already discounted in a graph. Makes sense. So these people are very good at anticipation. If Trump says something, they're already thinking about what's going to happen. Third order consequences. But instead, a lot of people in e-commerce just live reacting to things. And we don't want this. So that's the reason why I'm making this video and you're here. So level 2, as I said, ROAS goes down. What happened? You find the bottleneck, which is already good, but you are reacting. We don't like this. We want to anticipate things. So my question to you is, can I anticipate the bottleneck I will face based on past Shopify performance, past account performance, patterns in customer behavior, seasonality? Can I anticipate the bottleneck and 1 month before plan for it? Sometimes yes, and it's worth doing. It's a skill worth developing because you will save a lot of money, save a lot of headache, make less mistakes. So let's see it. This is a random example. I picked a fashion brand advertising some summer products. And then let's say that the brand owner texts me on August 15th and they say, hey, when I look, we were at a stable daily ad spend of $1,000 and the ROAS is down. I'm like, okay, let's check it out. And we check the Facebook ads and we see in the correlation with the two graphs, the ROAS is going down. And at the same time, we see that the CTR is going down. So they have a traffic bottleneck, pretty clear, lower CTR, which gives you a higher CPC, which gives you a lower ROAS because it increases the cost per purchase. Initially, I would say lower the budget on the things that have a really bad CTR, but don't stay there. Let's solve your bottleneck. So I'm going to be like, look, we're going to do 2 things. The first thing, summer clearance event. So people are aware that they are buying something that is out of season, but they're going to buy it with a discount. So that's cool. And secondly, fall winter 25, launch this. No, August is too early. It's not too early because people buy fashion, especially people buy fashion 3 months ahead. So right now it's July. I'm not buying anything for the summer. Like the summer things, I bought them in April, May, maybe June. And something, if I have a special trip, I might buy some flip-flops, whatever. But I'm not thinking about spending a lot of money on fashion for the summer right now in July. No. And in August, I'm already craving a hoodie, long sleeves, all of these. I'm craving that in August already because I'm going to buy it in August to use it September, October, November, December, January, February. So it's a good investment. So you want to launch this in August. Makes sense. Anyways, let's see another case. So let's see this Emma brand. It's a cool brand. I see their ads. I see their landing pages. They do a really good job. So let's say that in their case, they were sending traffic to this product page that looks pretty simple. Nothing special. There's just a picture of the product and a description. So you see, I can tell you, more or less past 300 a day in ad spend, you will start reaching an unqualified, not ready to buy audience, more or less. So you have to start thinking, especially with supplements, skincare, things that have a benefit, not like fashion, things that have a result, and the audience is a little bit more niche. You have to start thinking about, what am I gonna do? Because I cannot keep on doing the same general stuff, daily digestive supplement, whatever, doctor endorsed. It's too simple. So what's gonna happen here is that at 400 a day in ad spend, this brand will probably face a conversion bottleneck, where most likely the conversion rate is going to go down because unqualified people are going to the website and they don't buy. So the revenue per visit will go down. This will push the ROAS down. And at that point, either they will lower the ad spend or actually sit down and fix the real problem. So these 400 a day, they will have to redirect this budget into other places. And at that point, you unlock the 1K a day in ad spend profitably, and you go to 5K and 10K, and I don't know how much they're spending, but some Ks. So can you anticipate this? For sure. I mean, every single supplement brand that wants to scale, really scale, immediately goes into sales pages, funnels, and stuff like this. The product page, like nobody's doing this at scale. Nobody. If you do a little bit of research, you will know already. And so what did this brand do? Very interestingly, they did this, a quiz funnel. So if you compare the experience of sending people to a product page that is ugly and it assumes you know about the product, compared to this, bloated, constipated, find out your gut type. Phenomenal. I'll take it. Let's do it. If you take me to this thing, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Why do I need this in my life? What is this? Because I'm not qualified. I'm not looking. I'm not product aware. I'm not solution aware. I might be problem aware, and a problem aware audience is perfect for this because it's talking about the problems. Bloated, constipated. I'm like, yeah, I'm super bloated in my belly, whatever. I know the problem, but I don't know what's the solution to this thing. I have no idea. And then they tell me, if you're bloated, take this quiz and you'll figure out the gut type. I'm like, let's do it. So this is perfect for problem aware. Listicle funnel, 5 surprising reasons why it's so hard to poop. I guess this is another angle for the product, another benefit of this product, because this is another of their landing pages. If I have trouble pooping, then I'm gonna read this whole thing. And the trouble, like I'm aware of the problem, but I'm not aware of the product that they're selling. I'm not comparing brands. That's a very small percentage of the market. So if you have it like this, problem aware, solution aware, and this would be product aware. Like very few, a super mega small percentage of the whole market knows about your product. Then solution aware, imagine it was 10%, but 96% are in just problem aware and they don't know about the specific solution. So this is targeting the whole market. So the conversion rate can easily be higher in there. VSL funnel, basically a video from a doctor, whatever. Do this once a day to empty your bowels like clockwork. I guess this is pooping more as well. So in this case, that was the solution to the bottleneck because they were sending unqualified traffic that needed a little bit of persuasion before seeing the product in order to keep a conversion rate high. Last point, this one where I shared this in Tenerife in the second last conference that I did, super cool event, Eniko Nuzzi. So essentially in this case, I shared how I was anticipating the bad days on Shopify with my Facebook ads budget. So you see, this is the budget for January, February, March for this brand. Every single red square is a Sunday. So as you can see in there, every single Sunday, what do? Push. But what do I do on Monday and Tuesday? Go down. Why? if we look at this, and I've been working with this brand for 3 years and 4 months, so I know the patterns already. So if you look at Tuesdays, so far in 2025, Tuesdays look pretty low, but Sundays, it looks like the best day of the week. So what should I do every single Sunday? Push the budget. So this is anticipation, right? You got it there. My ROAS being worse on a Tuesday is not a problem. That's not a bottleneck. In my case, because as you can see, I manage the daily Facebook ad spend with anticipation. If Tuesdays are going to be bad, why should I spend the same as on Sunday? Or the other way, if Sunday is going to be amazing, I'm just going to spend more. And then on Tuesday, which the ROAS is going to be worse, time on website is going to be worse, CPCs are going to be worse, open rates are going to be worse, etc. I just lower my spend. So I anticipate a problem that otherwise I would have to figure it out by looking at the bottleneck. So this is another way. This is infinite. The bottleneck thing, this is infinite. It's complex. One of the things that I would do is the pattern on Shopify is equal to the pattern in ad spend, meaning if you're making less money on Tuesdays, are you spending less money on Facebook? And does it usually happen that Tuesdays have a lower ROAS coinciding with this thing and Sundays are better? Yes. Then why do you spend the same on Tuesdays than on Sunday? So that will be a bottleneck, a mistake in the system, a bad delivery of the budget. So yeah, solving bottlenecks, something infinite, something complex. You've got to look into a bunch of things. You have to learn. I think it's also intuition. And I'm grateful for the trading past things, read books that I was reading and how I developed these numbers correlation mentality. And I'll tell you, I've had cases where we had to break down every single thing, every single report, everything until we realized that Meta was spending money on young audiences while the customers with the highest AOV, highest ROAS, lowest support tickets, the best ones, were the old buyers. People 35 plus, 40 plus, older, more mature audience. And the budget on Facebook was deviating to a younger generation. Why? Because the types of ads that a creative agency that the brand hired started doing, they were targeting, the ad spend was going to young people because of the type of videos and ads, etc. But actually the simple images that the brand used to use in the past were giving a better result, and those were delivering to a more mature audience. That was the bottleneck. But if the brand doesn't do this breakdown, how are they gonna know? They're gonna be trapped in the same downward spiral ever. We don't know where the problem is. I mean, neither I do. You have to go in, audit the whole thing and check it out. But really, this bottleneck fixing, it's a skill you need to develop if you want to scale yearly. I'm not saying next week you have a ROAS of 5. Who cares? I've worked with brands together for 3.5 years. So I know what it's like to face different bottlenecks at different levels of scale. And sometimes you want more profit, sometimes you want more growth, etc. And how to fix them. So that's it, guys. If you need more help with these topics, check out the Meta Scaling Accelerator. You've got the link in the description. It's basically a super complete program in terms of a little bit of everything. There's online course, there's one-on-one coaching, group coaching. We do masterminds every quarter. Everything so that you learn this troubleshooting, this fixing ROASes, getting help to solve your specific scaling bottlenecks, group calls, private calls with myself. That's it. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe, leave a like, leave some feedbacks in the comment. If you have questions, I will answer your comments, no worries. Check out the accelerator. Would love to see you in. There's more information in the description of the video. And I wish you the best of lucks when it comes to fixing, improving, and scaling your ROAS. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Ciao.